Welcome, guys. We are the co-pilots, and we're here to show you our covers. For Kygo, there's a different artist for like different songs. Does that intrigue you about Kygo himself, or would you rather be kind of just a consecutive artist at the same time?
No, I like that he has different artists, and it is kind of intriguing because it also almost makes me wonder like how he gets all those artists to like agree to do songs with him. But it also just like adds a different dynamic to the album because there's really not two songs that are alike, and I like that because it just adds some, I don't know, just mixes it up.
So with these artists, do you know most of these artists beforehand, or do you discover them because of Kygo? Like
Some of
Foxes, for example.
I hadn't heard Foxes before. Like Julia Michaels, I'd heard before, and some of like the bigger ones I had, but a lot of them are new to me. So it's kind of cool to be like introduced to new artists and new music through his music.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool too how he can like put a platform for all these like unknown artists and this bring them to this world and kind of not cradle them, but just give them like a jump start.
Right. Yeah, that is cool.
Other albums or like other artists you think of that kind of follow the same format where they typically bring on like a person?
I don't know. I don't think I could think of anyone whose album has like a different person in every single song.
In general, are there any like songs or like people that you know that have brought on, or I guess songs that you've liked that have brought on other singers?
I
know that's a hard question on the spot.
It is a hard question. I don't know. I'd like have to go through my songs.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh yeah, that one and then that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any that I would know of?
Bert does.
So you know J. Cole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has his group Dreamville, and so what he did for his past album was he invited a ton of artists to a studio for I think 10 days, and within those 10 days, everyone had to make music. Like if it wasn't in with the 10 days, you wouldn't be able to get it on the album. And so each song is pretty much like different artists from that he invited, and it's just a really big collaboration of an album, which I think is really nice.
That is cool. Yeah, I love J. Cole, so I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anybody else, but if you have anybody else that I would know of,
yeah, I get you.
Probably.
Well, I feel like the question stems towards like EDM artists in general, because
yeah.
If you're like J. Cole is kind of an exception, but if you're in that world of you're making your own lyrics, it's really hard to bring on somebody every other song.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, if they're big artists, it would be hard to get them all to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I think it would be.
So I guess branching off that question, are there any other artists that are kind of similar to Kygo that you listen to, or like a similar genre?
I guess like Avicii would be considered similar, right? Or like Rufus de Soul, however you say his name. I like those two, and then there was someone else I was thinking of, but I can't remember now.
You're good. I know I listened to Techno. It's pretty similar. A lot of people prefer him to Kygo for some reason. They're pretty similar.
Daft Punk.
Little French action. Gosh, is it Around the World that just came out? It's like the same thing for 5 minutes. I don't know why everyone likes it so much, but
it's such a good song.
It drives me crazy.
It's such a good song.
What is it?
You like it a lot? Freaking David Perez.
It came out in '97. What do you mean?
How long is it?
It's 7 minutes, but it came out in '97.
Really? I thought it was
Yeah.
Is that when you were born, Brinton, or were you born in '98?
'98.
Okay, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you know the song, Bella, but Around the World is pretty much it's saying around the world for 7 minutes.
Really? I don't think I have.
No, ask David Perez about it. He'll put it on and literally just vibe to it for 7 minutes straight, and it's the exact same thing for 7 minutes.
I have a
last week I should have made him do it then.
I had this weird pet peeve of like repetition, but Around the World is something I would be able to stand. It's a good song.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to listen to it.
It's so groovy.
Groovy. I like groovy music.
Daft Punk in general is groovy.
It's true.
Oh.
You know, that'd be cool if you can see a Kygo Daft Punk collab. That would have been cool.
I mean,
I
it
mean,
could still happen, couldn't it?
Daft Punk is done.
Oh, they're done?
Yeah,
Really?
they
Well,
broke up.
R.I.P. Daft Punk. Kygo's not done though, so
But Kygo's one guy. That guy is gonna go. He's still going. What did he start, like 2014? I think.
yeah, but he's really young.
Oh, that too.
Bella, do you think that Kygo's gonna? Do you see him sticking to the same style of music with his next releases, or what do you see for his future?
I don't know. I feel like his music is so like popular the way it is that he should just stick to it.
Yeah.
But I also feel like he always makes things that are a little bit different. So he could mix it up, but it'd still be somewhat of a similar style.
Hmm.
And it would still be like Kygo.
I think it was interesting with him. He released all these he typically releases singles, and so I am mixed. It depends on the artist for me on singles, because Kygo basically released like 80% of that album in singles, and then just dropped like 4 other songs and called it all an album after like 2 years. Um,
I knew that.
yeah. Do you typically like artists that just drop singles, or do you prefer certain albums, or does it really depend on the artist you're listening to?
I guess it kind of depends. I don't know. Sometimes I'd rather have like a whole album to listen to, but then there's some artists who I'm not like the biggest fan of that I'd rather just have one good song and
Yeah.
not waste my time listening to the whole album.
So,
I think it's pretty fascinating how Kygo pretty much created his own genre of music, tropical house. Like, so this kind of goes on to Brenton's question, but it's like I kind of feel as if he should branch out because he created this genre. Then he said in the documentary that he doesn't really know about it. Oh, he doesn't really express it as much as everybody else does. So it's kind of like, do you see him branching out? I feel like he should branch out, or he would branch out in the near future. But then again, like tropical house is he's the face of tropical house.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's kind of funny. They tell him that he's like the king of tropical house, but he doesn't even really know what it is or that he created it. So it's kind of funny, like seeing his reaction when anyone brings it up, because he's almost like annoyed with it in a way. But man,
Do you think you'd be annoyed, Bella, if you if you unknowingly created created this genre, and then just like people are starting calling you like the queen of tropical house? Would
No,
you
I
get
feel like
annoyed?
it's more of an honor.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
fair.
I guess if it wasn't something I wanted, like if that's not what I wanted it to be called or not what I wanted to be known for, then maybe I'd be annoyed. But if that's what he was like trying to do, then I'd feel like an honor. But I don't know. I guess it was just depends on his motives behind it.
I almost think from his reactions that he was kind of annoyed that other artists are trying to mimic his style now because he created a genre.
Could be it.
I don't know. That's an interesting.
I see. Well, going off of that comment, I feel like if people are if people are jumping onto your ship, I feel like you have to make a new ship for yourself. You know?
Yeah, and I feel like he has this random pressure now to basically do it all over again.
Or do you just try to make yours the best there is?
I almost feel like he's already done that.
Yeah, but if other artists try to jump on, then he's gotta.
Yeah, it's stay at me at the top or shift gears and hope it's the same.
Yeah.
The flow. Is there anything? I guess is there anything visually that you feel the music needs to show, or that the cover needs to represent from the music?
I don't know. I just feel like the music is so different, or the songs are also different because of the different artists he brings on. That the album, I think it would be cool if it like almost represented a little bit of maybe every artist or maybe every song. Just because it's also different, that the whole cover should just be like, I don't know. It might be a little busy, but just like a little bit of everything just represented on there. Because the blue stripe just, I don't know, just
It's
doesn't.
just not doing it justice.
No, it's really not. That's not what you expect. Like if you listen to the song and then look at that, that's not what you'd expect. And I know that's why you guys chose this album, but
yeah.
Is there a specific album that has like caught your attention at all from any artist?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Um,
You know, there's a few off the top of my head that I really liked.
like what?
There's
Maybe I
a Frey album cover that I think is really good.
can.
It's this album cover for the Frey where there's
Which album?
people walking in front of the. I just think it's a super sick. This is so sidetracked, but
I do like that one.
the way that they edited the people over the, I don't know, it's pretty sick to me. But
That one is cool. Sorry, I'm like looking at it. I like their other album cover too.
the
From
light bulb.
yeah, the light bulb. That one is cool. Didn't realize that they had cool ones like that.
They definitely have a vibe that's pretty strong that they kind of stick to. And I think
Yeah,
the reason we also chose Kygo is there is that vibe where it's all pretty kind of the same, but it just, I don't think he's found, obviously he found his groove in the music, but I don't know, graphically speaking, if he's found his place.
yeah. Does he design his own, or does I assume someone else does, right?
I would assume someone else does, but honestly, there's such like there's so that was another reason we did this is there's so little out there on how the album covers actually come to be designed. There's really not a lot of information on famous album cover designers, or like you see like huge like Michael Jackson ones, and you never really hear about who the photographer was or who the designer was. And so I think part of the podcast that we're also trying to do is bring a light to well, our society is all about a lot of art right now. And like I think even in Lubbock, there's that huge art movement towards the art district, and it's growing like crazy. And there's like a newfound appreciation for the creative world. And
Right.
so I think part of this is us trying to bring some light to that world as well.
Yeah. I think it's also cool that you guys are doing this because I don't know, I just think of your wall, Brinton, and how like vinyls are, I mean, I guess they have been for a little while, but they're like coming back, and you don't want, like, I don't know, having that album cover would be fine, but it's like just not super.
If it was
doesn't
if it was on the wall and you're not listening to the music, you're not gonna go, hey, I want that one.
No, there was some on your wall that I was like, ooh, I like that one, and I had no idea who they were or like
Yeah,
what
it's
it was,
really
but
odd.
yeah, I
We
know.
picked one. We literally got this one album and it was just a Funky Town single. And we didn't even know. We got home and we were like, bro, this has Funky Town on it. And it was like funky album work, but it like lined up and we were like, dang, that's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
I think there's one with the Arnold Schwarzenegger as a bodybuilder, like posing. It was really funny. I don't know if you remember that one, Brenton, but
yeah, it was behind the TV because it was kind of
yeah.
yeah, it was just a bunch of beefcake. It was very much a Dave pose, I'll say that.
A Dave pose.
It was something Dave would do, yeah.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Kind of going on to like the album cover industry itself. There's, you know who Logic is?
Yes.
So what I know is that he has the same artist for each of his album covers, and there's a story about one of his albums is that I forget which one it is, but it has like 50 or like 100 people on it, and so there was like a big release for the album cover itself, and each person was kind of drawn in as somebody who has helped Logic through his life. And let me see if I can find that album, but it's a really amazing album cover.
Send me that, bro. I want to look into that.
Logic does have some cool. Oh, okay, I see it.
Sam Spratt is the artist name, but it's the Everybody album cover.
Yes, I see it.
But you can kind of tell within all of Logic's albums that it's the same type of stylistic design, and it's really amazing. And all these album covers are made by that one guy, Sam Spratt.
And that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
I'm
I like
looking at all
that.
of them right now.
I like this one too.
The Incredible
Yeah,
True
that is a
Story.
really cool
Such a
one.
good album too.
In the Everybody one, there's a corgi in the front. I think there's two.
Yeah, those are his dogs.
Really?
Yeah, there's no one left out on the album. Like everybody on the album, even the dogs, have a meaning. The statue, the robot in the middle, like everything. There's when he was releasing the album, that was pretty much the promotion for the album was like there was a museum and some person in the future was teaching or telling young kids like this is the album that created it all or something like that. And it was showing like a piece of art, which was the album itself. And it was just really, it was just a really good album cover.
Yeah, that is really cool. I don't think I've ever paid attention to that one.
Yeah, good talk.
Thanks
for
having me on.
Yeah,
thanks for coming on.
I'm glad that we were able to talk to you.